Hey guys, it's your girl Frankie. If you guys want to see how I created this really simple beginner friendly beat using mostly drugstore products, go ahead and stay tuned. The first thing I always start out with are my eyebrows. I use NYX Black Brown. It's actually a lip pencil, but I really like the color and it works really well for me, so that's what I always use. First thing, you always want to start off with a sharp pencil, and what I do is I start underneath my eyebrows. I create a line all the way across to create the length and the height of my brows. And once I finish with underneath my eyebrows, I'm gonna go ahead and start on the top. So for the top portion of my brows, I'm gonna do pretty much the same thing I did with the bottom. Basically what you want to do is you're outlining your brows. And for the beginning part of my brows, I'm not going to fill them in as much as I will on the outer corners, because I'm going to go in later with a brush and give it sort of a gradient effect so it doesn't just look like a big solid block of eyebrows. And now once I have my eyebrows drawn into my liking, I'm going to go ahead and take my e.l.f. Mist and Set Spray and spray my spoolie brush, and then I just go ahead and start using small strokes to brush out my brows till I get the desired darkness and texture, I guess it's a word. So you want to brush it so that it appears almost like it's hair. So I just go ahead and brush it out until you get to the desired look. I'm about to go back in with my eyebrow pencil and draw another line on the bottom. I brush it out a little bit more than I would personally like, and then we're just going to go ahead and blend that in a little bit. Now, once you have that brushed out to your liking, go ahead and complete your other brow, and keep in mind that they're sisters and not twins, and not to stress yourself out trying to make them look perfect. As you can see, mine are not. Now, what you want to do is go ahead and clean up your eyebrows. I'm going to be using a little bit of my foundation mixed with a little bit of my concealers. So for the top portion of my brow, I used my foundation in the color Mink by BECCA and Fawn for the top portion of my brows. And for the bottom portion of my brows, I use a little bit of my Fawn and a little bit of pure beige to clean that up. Now, to clean up my brows, all I'm going to be using is this angled eyeshadow brush. So I use it to mix and also apply. And when you're applying your concealer, you try not to get too close to your brows, because if you get too close initially, there might be excess and it might bleed into your brows, and now you're going to end up with your brows too skinnier and you're going to have to redo them. So go close but not too close, and take your time. Now what I'm going to do is take basically any eyeshadow brush. I'm using like a rounded eyeshadow brush to just go ahead and blend out those harsh lines. It just makes it a lot easier when it comes time to apply your foundation, a lot easier to cover so you don't have that halo look. The bottom portion of your brow isn't as important as far as blending goes. You'll take care of that later, but I just go ahead and blend both top and bottom just to get a cleaner look. Oh, my baby wanted to say hi. She wanted some attention. Everyone say hi. That's my baby Gigi. Okay, time to go. Now, once you have your eyebrows blended to your liking, you want to go ahead and begin with your foundation. I'll be going back in with my BECCA in the color Mink and a darker concealer. Because it's now summertime, my skin has gotten a little bit darker and I'm just not in the mood to go purchase another darker foundation. So I just mix concealer based on whether I'm darker or lighter based on the seasons. So now once I have that, I'm going to mix in a little bit of my Glow Lotion by L'Oreal, just a little bit to give your skin a dewy kind of look. I just use that same brush I used to outline my brows to mix my concealer and foundation, and then I'm going to use that same brush to apply strokes all over my face, and then we're going to go in with any foundation brush of your choosing or a beauty blender if you so choose to go ahead and blend everything together. And when you're blending in your foundation, you want to ensure you blend below the jawline as well so that you don't have the look of basically you're wearing a mask. And now that you've finished with your foundation, it's time to go in with your concealer. I use the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Fawn. And I'm just going to go ahead underneath my eyes, make basically triangles. I bring mine out past my eyes and then a little bit on my chin, above my lip, and a line down my nose. I don't conceal my forehead all the time. Like I said, this is a beginner friendly tutorial, so if you have a big forehead and you'd like to conceal it, by all means, go ahead. But I primarily just do under my eyes, my chin, my lip, and my nose. Now for the most important part, blending. As you can see, I use my finger to blend under my eyes. I feel as though it's a bit less harsh on your eyes or around your eyes, especially they wrinkle so easily. So I just use my finger. Of course, if you are doing someone else's makeup, you're probably going to want to use a beauty blender, but I've used them on myself and I just find the finger is a lot easier. It's a lot more beginner friendly to just use your finger as far as blending goes. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my finger to blend those out. When it comes to my nose, I'm going to wipe a little bit off and I'm just going to go ahead and use excess. That's all my fingers for my cheeks. So blend, 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 blend until you get to your desired look. And once you have that blended, we're going to go over it with a brush. And now that I have everything blended as much as I can with my finger, I'm going to go back in with the same brush I used for my foundation just to go ahead and blend out the edges a little bit more, soften them out. So basically what I'm doing is mixing in my foundation with my highlight so that we can create a smoother transition. Once we have everything blended nice to our liking, I'm going to go and set my under eye and everything I've highlighted with L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. I love this stuff. I do not bake. I'm not a big fan of baking. I don't feel it's actually necessary, especially not with this foundation. Let me tell you, I love this stuff. It's actually a face powder, but I use it to set my under eye in a lighter color, and then I'm gonna go over with a darker color to set my entire face. This stuff lasts all day. Let me tell you, all day, all night. This stuff is amazing. If you are oily like I am, definitely give the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte a try. So I'm still setting everything I highlight, and once I've finished that, whenever I finish that, yeah, so I just want to go ahead and clean out the excess, 'cause I'm going to go in with the same powder brush and do the rest of my face in the color Cocoa, and that's 800 in the same Infallible Pro Matte. Now that my face is set and it won't be going anywhere, I like to use the CoverGirl Queen Collection in the color Ebony Bronze for my contour. I don't contour much. I don't use a foundation or like a cream contour. I just go in with this. This is basically essentially my only contour. I'll use a little bit on my cheeks and then on my forehead and on my chin, because you know we want to cover up that double chin there. Now on to my favorite part of the show, highlighters. Yes, yes, I love highlighter. Who doesn't love a good highlighter? So the highlighters I'm currently using are by MAC. The one I use for all over face is Gold Deposit. Now I just go ahead and dust my cheekbones using a fan brush. You could probably use any kind of brush you feel comfortable using. I used to use a powder brush, and I've moved on to the fan brush. I do my cheekbones, my chin, above my lip, and my nose. So essentially the places you've highlighted, you want to use highlighter. I love this stuff. It makes me feel so good inside. A little dab, a little dab. I am very simple with my eyes. I love eyeshadow. I'm just very impatient when it comes to that. So I keep it simple, stupid. Okay, and then for around my eyes, personally, I like to use my fingers because I feel like when you use your fingers, so you just want to go ahead and blend out that concealer that you applied to your lid. You could use a brush if you like. Once again, I like to use my fingers when I'm going around my eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Infallible Pro Matte in the color 600 to set underneath my eyebrows. And now once you set underneath both your eyes, I'm just going to use any eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to go in with my Morph palette, and I'm just using this basically tan color for the top of my eyelid. This is going to be a very, very simple eye, nothing too fancy. So you just want to go ahead and apply that all over your lid. Go ahead and pack that color in, and then I'm going to use my face powder as my transition color. So we're going to use that in the crease of our eye. Just blend that out. So you just want to go ahead and blend, blend, blend. So I'm going to take it into the crease and up to the inner part of my, underneath the inner part of my eyebrows. And now I'm going to go in with a darker brown from that same Morph palette. And you're going to apply it to the outer corner of your eye and drag it towards the center. You don't want to take it necessarily all the way over. And you're going to do your very inner. You're not going to blend it out too much. You just kind of want to give your eye like a sunken, more depth. There's the word. You just want to add more depth to your eye. So you're just going to go ahead and blend it out a little bit.
Okay, so next is like my under eye, like my inner under eye, so you to make my eyes pop. This one is Wet n Wild. You can't really see it because it's like been gone off of there for a while. But I have another one that I use, but I have no clue where it is. Like literally no idea where it is. And then I just go in, I just like do like that a little bit, and oh, mine, this is like a peach color. I don't use white because my eyes aren't white. So if I use white, I'm gonna look crazy. What do you
Please be very cautious when lining your waterline. As you can see, I stabbed myself in the eye a little bit here. But it happens. Just be very careful not to press too hard and just...
I guarantee you that this is the best highlighter you will ever come across. I love this stuff. It's by NYC, and it's like super cheap. It's super dark, and you can spot this thing a million miles away. Like I use this thing all this. It's the only eyeliner I use. I don't really, because like either I'm gonna do it or I'm not gonna do it. Like I'm sorry. Like I just am. And this thing is super dark, dry, super matte. They even have one that dries like a shimmery gloss that I bought on accident one time because like I just like my liner matte. But this stuff is amazing.
Now back to the eyeliner crack. It's just your regular liquid eyeliner. If you're not comfortable with liquid eyeliner, get comfortable because this stuff is amazing. So I get this question all the time on how to apply liquid liner. So I'm going to try to walk you guys through it the best that I can. And I'm sorry, this is definitely not the best one that I've done. Word of advice, don't drink and apply liner. Like, just don't. So basically what I do is I start at the middle of my eyelid and take it to the outer corner. And you want to get as close to your lash line as possible. As close to your lash line, so you want to bring it out to the end, and then you want to create a line, and you want to pull that line in, and then essentially you want to use that line as a guide, and you want to then just kind of build from there. You want to use that line as a guide and just continue to build until you get your desired thickness. So you don't want to start off too thick, because that doesn't leave any room for error. If you use a small line and you make a mistake, you can always go over it, make it slightly thicker. Now, once I have the outer portion to my liking, that's when I will go into the inner corner. And I like the inner corner of my lid to be very small, so I go as close to the lash line as humanly possible.
That's gonna have to do today.
Now it's time to apply your mascara. Pretty much any mascara will do if you're applying lashes.
Something I definitely wanted to say, lashes. I love lashes. Like, just finished putting on my mascara, and like my bottom lashes actually kind of like them. Like, I don't put on bottom lashes, but I do wear top lashes. But one, I don't wear my makeup Monday through Friday because of my job, and then two, I do not spend a lot of money on lashes. For one, these are my favorite. Like, I wouldn't say this is my favorite, but like my go-to lashes. I get these on Amazon for about $1 and some change a pack, and it has five pairs of lashes. Look at that. And then these you get from your local Walmart, your Salon Perfect. These are like my favorite lashes. However, I do wish they were like a little bit longer, like as in like eye length. But I love these lashes. I love that like space, that kind of look. And you can even get lashes like these from the beauty supply. I think they're like 305 or 306. Like the, is it the Cherry brand? I had a pair, don't have any more. But you can get this style from either Walmart or the beauty supply. But the beauty supply sells them individually. So, and individually they're like $1.29 or something. I don't know, it depends on your local beauty supply. But like, I love these. These are like my super glam, fancy, whatever. So right now the debate is this one or this one. Let's see.
Another reason why I said that I don't buy expensive lashes, I'm not a big fan of reusing lashes. I have, because I didn't have any other lashes left and like I was going out, but if I don't have to reuse my lashes, I don't want to, like, and I'm very careless. Like, if I'm drunk, I'm going to take them off and put them somewhere. And also, like, I use oil to get my makeup off. So, anybody trying to get oil off their lashes in order to put them back on, and then you got to worry about your lashes slipping and falling over the place, like, I don't have time for that. So, with that said, cheap lashes are the way to go. The key is to find a good set of cheap lashes. Okay. I went with these ones. So, like, they're $1 and some change a pack. Look at these lashes, like. Who gonna check me, boo? Who? Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. $1 and some change a pack, ho. So I already put a little bit of the gold deposit from MAC on here when I did like my face highlight. But I like to go over it with my other Earthly. This one is like it has like a rose gold and then like a pink and then like a silver, but I just use a rose gold, honestly, like. And then this is the one I use by MAC for like all over my face, like. I used to want the it was one by BECCA that's like a rose gold color, but it's always sold out, like literally always sold out. And I just outline my lip a little bit or whatever. Okay. And then honey, then we gotta go in with the, excuse me, literally the best lip liner for brown girls like myself. Okay. NYX in the color, wait, can you guys see that? Espresso. You can't see it, but it's NYX and it's Espresso, okay? People ask me all the time, what color lip liner do I use? Espresso NYX by 5. Okay, and I'm just gonna line my lips. Now for my bottom lip. I just go over that. But for my bottom lip, me personally, I like to overdraw them. I like to exaggerate because I'm extra as fuck. Okay. Not much, like, I literally just go, like, right at the line. Like, I don't go in the line, like, I draw on the line, okay? Because I'm extra. Okay. And for my lip color, I'm gonna be using the MILANI. I'm going to be mixing these two colors, 05 and 01. Okay. So just like I line my lips, I'm gonna. Okay, now that is like the brownish color. This is actually really pretty. I like that a lot. I love these two colors when they're mixed together. Like after a while, and they're not like as glossy. Oh yeah. And sometimes you maybe wanna hit it with a little bit of gloss on top, okay? And this is just an NYC gloss. Like, it was clear, but after mixing it or using it to like go on top, it's just gotten, yeah. Ooh. Cool. Okay, just love it. So y'all can like really appreciate, okay? Let me go get myself together and I will be.
Thanks for tuning in and having fun with me. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and share my videos. Make sure you give me a thumbs up if you like this look. And be sure to follow me on all my other social media platforms.